And then you behave like Bender in Futurama, and you'd be like, oh, sure. Can I become invisible here? Is that what's going on? Is there a chunky barrel somewhere here? Oh, it's right there. Oh no, that's not it. Oh, I have to snipe it because I think it's the sound that's triggering it. I think that's actually it. Because if you notice, walking noises, crinkling noises. Yeah, so I think it was a sound trigger. I love games that do something like that. I haven't seen many games like that besides. Oh god, it's Beaver Bother. Fuck. Oh, this might take me the rest of the night. I got 9 out of 15. Fuck, man, that's not even close. Holy fuck, I'm gonna hate this. The other one was 10 and that was barely enough time. You know who else is Mexican? Mega Halucha. I mean, regular Halucha kind of is too. You hear his name? Halucha? Hawk Lucha? Hawktua Lucha? By the way, I still haven't played the Mega Dimensions DLC, which is kind of crazy. Because I paid for it and I still haven't played it. And I know there's a bunch of Megas they introduced in there, so I'm missing out on a lot of designs that I just haven't seen. Oh my god, get in the fucking hole. Get... Oh. Fuck. Did you say Hawk2 was joking 2026? Yeah, I did. You know why that's funny? Because people are fucking stupid and think 6-7 is funny, so I'm gonna bring back Hawk2. I don't give a shit. This one might actually be impossible for me, by the way.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Get your ass in! Get in the fucking hole! God, I feel like I'm Happy Gilmore playing golf. Go to your home! Why are you too good for your home? Answer me! It's fine, I didn't finish it, but I got 11. That's not bad. I got better at the end, surprisingly.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Move! Get out of the fucking corner! No corner camping allowed in this video game. Guys, my beavers won't listen to me. Get in there! Stop straddling the hole! You get in there now! This one was fucking way worse. Mods, take away their bazongas. Mods, just take off their titties. Get out of the fucking corner. No corner strats today, okay? We're not playing Zelda 2. Stop straddling the hole. Get your ass in. Get out of the corner. Get out. No corner enthusiast today. What's the word? Corner connoisseurs. None of that. Motherfucker. Oh, this is gonna piss me off in the sense that this game sucks. Get in! You motherfucker, you had one foot in the hole. Get your ass in. No, I said in. What the fuck, man? Some of these seem impossible in terms of how they react. I had 11 on my best attempt. I don't understand how they react to the scare, by the way. Because sometimes they go the way I want them to go, other times they just fuck off in the opposite direction. I fell in. That was actually a pretty good run. I wasn't going to finish, I don't think. But I think that was my best one. I think I was halfway and just past halfway in time. Get in there! Get in there! Get out the corner. No. No professor of curvature here, motherfucker. Yes, that's an Uma joke for those of you that still play Uma, which apparently out of the people that I know is like 3 people out of the like 20 that I knew that used to play it. You know what's funny? I feel like eventually this minigame is just gonna allow me to win. I am not suddenly gonna get better. Eventually the game is just gonna say, yeah, you win. Get out of the fucking corners. Hey, bitches. Beaver, instead of beaver bother, it's beaver bitches. Get away. See, like, eventually video game's gonna be the death of me one day. I'm gonna have a heart attack on stream because of this video game. Get 911 ready. Get in, these fuckers straddling. You know, whenever I finish streaming today, I'm gonna Google how the fuck does beaver bother work. I'm gonna go on YouTube. I'm gonna look up a 45-minute Carl Jobst video or whoever, the gaming historian. Wow, I was 2 done. 2 away. I don't know, someone's having Like I said, eventually the game's just gonna say I win, and that one was dreadfully close. Now, will I ever get that close again? Let's find out. Well, I'm having good RNG so far. Let's see how long until that breaks. I think it broke. That started off so well. They were all just going in 1 or 2 scares. Now it's back to how it used to be. Oh, looks like 12 is my limit right now. Ugh, without good RNG on however the hell they decide if they go inside or not. Because it's weird. It feels like some of them only go in on certain angles. Like they can't go in unless they're in a certain spot. And I don't know how to figure out which ones go to which spot. Only got 1 in half a fucking minute. Like, this is fucking... Ugh.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Get off the fucking corner.
Welcome to bonus stage.
I don't know what I'm doing. I legitimately don't know what I'm doing wrong. Sometimes they just have no desire to go inside. Please. Fuck!
Welcome to bonus
Dude, I'm trying to 100% it. I can already beat the game. I'm pretty sure I already have enough bananas to beat the game. I literally just need to get enough small bananas to fight the boss of this area. I'm getting more consistent, surprisingly, even though I'm not doing anything different.
bonus stage.
I say that and now they're just not even going in the hole now. I cursed myself. I gave myself the curse of raw. Get off the fucking corner. You're fucking worthless if you're in the corner.
Welcome to bonus stage. Welcome to bonus
My
stage.
pace needs to be like having 5 left with the last 20 seconds. Oh my god, this motherfucker needed to go in.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Just
Welcome to bonus stage.
doing so good here, but Perry the Platypus going into Fortnite. Are you just trying to say random things to distract me? Because I heard about the fucking AI meme that was around for kids is becoming a thing in Fortnite. Get in! Motherfucker. The tree thing, yes. Yes, I know. I
Bonus stage.
just don't want you to get upset with the game, so you want to crash it. I'm fine. I just need to focus because, like, I think I'm understanding it a little more. Like, I'm not, like, going non-verbal because I'm angry. I'm going non-verbal because I'm trying to focus on, like, figuring out which is the best beaver to go after. Because you might be thinking I'm going after them randomly, but I'm not. I'm quite literally trying to hurt them. Which is obviously, you know, what the game is, but in like a very specific way. But it seems like it's working now. I'm stuck. No, this one's gonna fail, but it'll be close. Especially if they get stuck like that. Damn. And that one just walked over the hole. It's really stupid. Is the fucking tomb whatever a tree? I don't fucking know what it is. It's all I know is it's a giant brown, stupid looking ass thing that's very clear AI. Like every big meme that's a thing for kids right now is just AI. It's fucking stupid. I hate it. Not even like good AI either. They're fucking stuck. No, again! Fuck! Ugh, everything's just so half-assed these days. Can I brain rot something? Is it Italian? I don't fucking know. It just sounds like some random gibberish people made up. Is that supposed to be Italian? They're stuck. I'm not gonna go after them. I would say what's wrong with that pick, but I know they do anything for money. That's pretty much what it is. Remember, Fortnite is not a kid's game. It's a game that appeals to all audiences, and in order to get the kids' money, they have to keep up with the latest brain rot. Which is why 6-7 has also become a meme there, even though it's already kind of old. Somebody! You in the hole now. Fuck! So close. I had 10 seconds for the last one. None of them would just go the way I wanted them to go. Yeah. Roblox have a stupid you can steal the brain. Not gross. What happened to games like Capture the Flag and shit? You know what's funny? I recently heard that apparently kids these days don't call the playground game red light green light anymore. They just call it Squid Game. And I'm like, I hate kids. Because Squid Game is the name of the show, not the name of that fucking minigame. Get in! Oh, your turbo, can we still be working on stuff? We failed as a species. I don't know who was saying that. I just saw text popping up, and I'm like, I gotta read that after I win or fail the minigame. I don't know if you're still lurking, Pecunia, if you're seeing my focus / anger. Sorry, guys. I'm not actually angry. Like, I'm just again, I'm just hyper focused. Like, a couple of these are actually pissing me off, like when they just get stuck and I just get fucked. But like, me being silent is not necessarily me being angry. That pisses me off. Just hugging the corner and he just doesn't go in. This motherfucker refused to go in, so that this one's dead. You know what's crazy? I think it's actually been a half hour of just this minigame right now. Because I'm pretty sure we had ads when I was starting this, and we're about to have ads again, and I take a minute and a half of ads every half hour. These fuckers need to go in and stop hugging the corners. Oh my god, he's right on the edge and he's not going in. Both of those last ones could have been the actual finish. They just got... I don't know how they get just stuck and don't fall. Because like sometimes they just fall straight through. Other times they get caught on like some invisible collision like that. And they just refuse to fall. It's double, actually. I'm getting better, which is good. If you're wondering how I know I'm getting better, I'm actually getting 10 pretty consistently. Before I was getting like 4 or 5. I'm not going to say the other two numbers because I don't think I was even getting that many, surprisingly. Sometimes it feels like I can push them in, but I can't. None of these went in. Oh, God. Is it sad that I'm sitting and repeating peanut butter? I mean, peanut butter is a pretty decent snack.
Welcome to bonus day.
It's pretty healthy in moderation. So, like, I don't think that's sad. I know a lot of people that just eat peanut butter. Pretty commonly night snack. Too many of them are stuck in the corner. I want to restart that one.
Welcome to bonus day.
Too many of them are just stuck here. Oh my god, 2 of them are stuck and 1 of them refused to go in.
Welcome to bonus day.
God, am I gonna hit 5 hours on stream because I'm trying to do this fucking minigame? Get your ass in, motherfucker. God, it's just reminds me of goddamn Rage Against the Machines. Just fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. If the beginning was better, that could have been it.
Bonus day.
The beginning is always the worst part for me, surprisingly. Once I get in the rhythm, it's actually surprisingly easy. For some reason, just the start I can't ever do well. Motherfucker, get in. I just need a better start.
Bonus day.
Like that, actually, surprisingly. I'm not gonna touch those before I'm gonna let them get out of the corner if they can. Welcome back from the ads, by the way. I saw the ads were running a little bit ago. Get in. Get in. Fuck. Oh.
Okay.
Fucking saving it after